Hi, my name is Jordi Puntí. I'm from Barcelona, and the story I will tell you, it could be called something like The Locked Room. In these extreme times that we are living, millions of people around the world are locked down in their homes, waiting to get through this pandemic. And the situation made me think the other day about something that happened to me many years ago when I was a student and I arrived from my hometown to Barcelona to find an apartment. With three other friends, we decided to be roommates, and so we started to look for a place in the area of the university, but it was a very difficult area to find, so we searched a lot. We saw some apartments, but either were very small or they were run down and with a very high rent, and it was difficult for us. But then one day, in the end, we found an apartment who seemed very valuable, but had one special condition. The owner told us that he would rent us the apartment with the condition that he would keep a small room inside it for himself. This room had no windows. It was more like a cellar for him, but it was important. So if we agreed, we would sign the contract, and he would keep that room. We said yes because we were kind of desperate, and at the same time, at that moment, it didn't seem to be very important for us. And but then, when we arrived to the apartment for the first time, we hadn't seen it before. We found out that the room was exactly where he was saying, in the middle of the apartment, and we didn't know, but if it was a small or big, because there was a door and it was locked with a key. So he had the key. We couldn't see what was inside the apartment. In the beginning, this didn't appeal to us. It didn't care. We didn't care actually, because we were excited and young and curious, and the new apartment was all the rage for us. But then, after a couple of weeks went by, one day he phoned. And he said, if you don't mind, I'm going to be coming today to spend a few time in the cellar, in the spare room. And we said, okay, of course. So he arrived, and when he went in, he did it in a way, he sneaked very quickly, so we couldn't see what was inside at all. He just opened and closed the door very fast. And then when he went out, after maybe 45 minutes, something like that, we didn't see anything either, because we were in our rooms, and he said goodbye and he disappeared. This happened a number of times, like every 3 weeks or so, he would do exactly the same. He always was coming with a plastic bag from a supermarket filled with something we didn't know exactly why, but it seemed, some private thing, and he always did the same. He was sneaked inside and closed and spent 45 minutes. Once he stood almost 2 hours, which felt for us a lot of time. But anyway, what happened is that because, you are in your daily life, and then suddenly there's this locked door that you pass by, and you can go in, and you go to the bathroom and you see the door, and you go to the kitchen and you see the door, and little by little we became sort of interested in the mystery of we said so, no, it's the mystery of the locked room. There was a moment when we tried to open it. Of course, anyone would do that. We just, put some keys, tried to see if we could open and see what was inside, but we couldn't. It was impossible. And of course, we didn't also want to break the door. So we kept it, and we respected the idea of the man. But as I said, months went by, and he was passing, and whenever he was going in, the situation grew on us like something kind of strange. And then we even started somehow to fight between each other, because there was this guy, one of us one night said, going to the bathroom in the middle of the night, he had seen a line of light under the door, and he thought there was somebody inside, but it was not. Of course, there was nobody there. Or someone else said he had heard some noises coming out from the room. Then one day a friend of us came to visit with her dog, and the moment the dog, a fox terrier, went in the apartment, saw the door and started to bark aggressively against the door, and we had to take him away to make him more confident about the situation. So all this brought us to a state of anxiety that we didn't expect when we signed the contract. And whenever the owner came, he was also very elusive. Like we would ask him, why do you keep this? What's inside? And he would say, family things, personal thing. Don't worry about it. It's nothing. And it was really a mystery for us. So we had the chance to break the door. We said we couldn't do it. And then we started, as I said, we started to sort of fight. And for example, there was one of us who was more imaginative. He would say that was the door of hell, and that this guy was coming to do some satanic procedures, and maybe we could smell some strange smells coming out from the door. Then another one said, no, this guy has a double life. He probably has a pornography collection inside here, and he comes to read it and watch it, hiding from his wife. Then another one said, you are totally wrong. This guy has nothing. He has a boring life. He's probably just coming here and spend hours alone, like if he was in a Beckett play, and maybe he's just sitting in an empty room and in a chair and thinking about the life, and one of these days he will kill himself inside, and all the problems will be on us. So all this situation, as I'm saying, it became more and more difficult to bear. And then in the end, after 1 year, we decided to cut the contract and disappear and leave this apartment, which was apparently nothing, leave it behind and forget about it. And you may think, why haven't you told us what you think about the empty room, the rock room? What do you think about? So, because I have my theory and I have my ideas. I think, and over the years, this has become more and more a matter to me. I think that inside that room, there was something called imagination, and that the man put us in this situation so we became more aware of the hiding moment of something that there was inside, and which this imagination, this something that we cannot know what was there, is what brought me now here today in front of you to tell you that think about the locked room, think about what would be inside it, and then probably you are wrong. Okay, that's all. Thank you. Bye-bye.